This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Fake guns, real danger. Halifax police warn a spike in imitation firearms could lead to tragedy.
Hitting the road, high fuel prices do not appear to be keeping tourists from visiting Cape Breton.
And we'll tell you why a gaggle of geese is migrating to Nova Scotia porches.
Showers rolling into the southwest overnight in through Thursday morning, but clearing into the afternoon. Your full forecast details are coming up.
Good evening. A warning tonight from Halifax Regional Police about what they see as a growing threat.
That is, incidents involving fake guns, BB guns or soft air pistols that look real but don't fire actual bullets. Police say the guns may be fake, but the risk is real. Blair Rhodes reports.
These are not toys.
Staff Sergeant Nick Pepler stands next to a table full of guns at Halifax Police Headquarters. They're weapons that have been seized recently by police. One of them is a real police handgun. It's impossible to tell it from the fake ones that surround it.
When police respond to a firearms complaint, we are treating that threat as if the firearm is real. If police see a weapon like those beside me drawn in a threatening manner, there is no time for us to stop and determine whether or not that gun is a replica.
Those replicas can vary, including BB guns or airsoft pistols. They may fire pellets or BBs instead of bullets, but that's something officers may not be able to tell during a tense situation.
Officers are trained to make split-second decisions to save lives of others who are perceived to be in danger. Do not put yourself in that kind of situation, and do not put us in the position of having to make that decision.
2 weeks ago, there was an incident inside this McDonald's in Bedford. A 15-year-old is now facing charges of uttering threats, possession of a weapon for a dangerous purpose, carrying a concealed weapon, mischief, and failure to comply with an undertaking. So far this year, Halifax police have responded to 60 calls involving fake firearms. 20 of them involved youth.
We respond to that complaint armed with a real firearm. We can't tell the difference. There's a real possibility of us going to these calls 3 times a week that somebody could end up shot and dead by the police. And that will involve an inquiry, an investigation, and, that's one of us going home knowing we shot somebody that didn't have a real gun in their hand. And we can't tell the difference.
Pepler says eventually a tragedy is going to happen. Blair Rhodes, CBC News, Halifax.
One person remains unaccounted for after a large structure fire in Bridgewater earlier today. First responders were called to the blaze on King Street just before noon. The fire spread in 2 residential multi-story buildings and closed a number of streets for hours. 5 fire departments from the surrounding areas were called in to help douse the blaze. The town of Bridgewater says no one was injured as a result of the fire, but they are still looking for a resident who lives in one of the buildings. The cause is still under investigation.
Halifax Regional Police are warning about a phone scam which appears to be spoofing the HRP's non-emergency line. This week, police say they received several reports of people receiving phone calls from what appears to be a legitimate police number. The person on the line then advises the victim that their personal information was compromised. Police say if you receive a call like this, don't provide any information or confirm financial information.
Moving out of institutions and into the community. The government says it's making progress on a major human rights promise, but for those with loved ones still waiting on the inside, the transition isn't happening fast enough. Selena Alders reports.
The Department of Opportunities and Social Development says it's making progress in moving adults with disabilities out of institutions and into the community, part of its commitment to the landmark human rights remedy.
That the simple things, like I said, making your own toast and coffee in the morning, are very powerful. People really want an ordinary life like anybody else.
While the province says 311 people have been moved out of institutions over the past few years, 559 people are still living in conditions deemed unacceptable by the courts. Still, the department says it's on track to have all institutions closed by 2028.
I do, at this point, with 2 years yet to go, I do feel very, very confident.
But the work is not happening fast enough for Lita Jarvis. She spent much of her life in and out of institutions, but now lives independently, her brother and his girlfriend still inside.
I think they're taking a good old time, to be honest with you, because some of these people should have been out a long time ago.
Officials say there are still this many people waiting to be moved into the community because they don't want to rush that process.
Closing the institutions in and of itself could be a very simple act. They're closed, out you go. But we want to help people to choose where they want to live, how they want to live, and providing the supports.
Some of those supports include crisis response teams, disability outreach workers, and individualized funding that can be used how the person sees fit. The province is also in the process of getting a new home share program off the ground.
They share a home and a life with another individual who provides disability-related supports. They receive funding to do so.
Jarvis says these are all steps in the right direction, but the remedy won't be a success story until her brother and his girlfriend are free to live independently.
I think when I get the news that he's leaving the rehab, I think I'll go break down crying. Because him and I only been together not that long.
Selena Alders, CBC News, Halifax.
Well, it would have been a Canadian first by a private space company, but an attempt to launch a rocket into space from Canadian soil on Nova Scotia's eastern shore today didn't go completely as planned. The space-bound rocket lifted off from Canso in Guysborough County. The Dutch-built rocket was launched by Spaceport Nova Scotia. It's their first attempt since getting $200 million in federal funding. However, the rocket did not make it to space, which is, by convention, considered to be 100 kilometers above the Earth's surface. And a second rocket launch was canceled. The company says they will now focus on analyzing data from the flight.
They had a pretty good day for it, at least.
Yeah.
Ryan Snoddon with us now from the Weather Center.
Yeah, awfully nice day for everybody.
Fantastic. Lots of sunshine out there today. Temperatures very warm. Once again, we were soaring into the mid to high 20s, and yes, even a couple of 30s on the board today. Kedzie, our hotspot at 31, 30 in Truro, and as you can see, widespread temperatures that were in those mid to high 20s. Cape Breton, mid 20s inland, a little cooler along parts of the coast. For tomorrow, what we're looking at is a chance for showers moving in fact, overnight and into tomorrow morning. You're going to need the umbrella to start the day if you're in Yarmouth and Shelburne, Bridgewater, Lunenburg, even the valley and across to Halifax. Looks like we're going to be on the northern edge of this, but close enough to get into some of those showers. Those showers will clear away as we move into the afternoon and temperatures will pop in behind, but the warmest temperatures will be across the northeast where it's a sun cloud mix from the get-go, and a similar story across Cape Breton. Here's the system that's going to be moving in, and just clipping in that southwest part of the province. We're clearing the skies again for Friday with a mix of sun and cloud, and we'll break down that latest weekend forecast coming up.
Looking forward to it. Thanks so much, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Tourism operators in Cape Breton are already seeing a steady stream of visitors this season, and as the CBC's Kyle Moore tells us, the high cost of fuel does not appear to be keeping them away.
To fill up in Sydney on Wednesday, it will cost you more than $1.70 a litre for gas. Prices at the pumps continue to fluctuate, partly because of the U.S. war with Iran. But at the Cape Breton Miners Museum in Glace Bay, it's not slowing down visitors coming to the popular tourist attraction.
We get RVs coming all summer, and this year they started earlier, and there's more of them coming. So I would say that gas isn't really going to affect our summer season.
That's good news for Mary Pat Mumberkamp. The museum is still trying to bounce back to pre-COVID numbers when it saw more than 15,000 visitors through the doors annually.
We got up to over 12,000 last year, so and we're going up incrementally. We're not going up in big lots, but incrementally we are going up. So I would say we'll get up to 13,000 this year.
Gas prices can have an impact on travel, and you know, as a destination, that's something that we always look at and keep a close eye on. And you know, but luckily, most of the bookings were done, it seems, earlier this year.
The CEO of Destination Cape Breton says bookings are looking strong this summer, with numbers even growing into the fall.
Many operators that I've been talking to have said that it looks better than last year, and last year was our second best year on record. So, it's trending in the right direction.
Back at the Miners Museum, Mumbercat says people staying closer to home is also helping.
I think that makes a big difference. That's what I found last year is we got a lot of Canadians. So I think Canadians are traveling in their own country, visiting their own provinces, rather than going down south.
A trend Mumbercat hopes will continue, with gas prices expected to keep climbing across Canada this summer. Kyle Moore, CBC News, Glace Bay.
The Bank of Canada is holding its benchmark rate steady for a fifth month in a row. Bank Governor Tiff Macklem says the Canadian economy is weaker than expected because of U.S. trade policy and the war in the Middle East. At the same time, an increase in global oil prices is spurring inflation.
Raising rates to dampen inflation could further slow the economy. Easing rates to support growth increases the risk that higher inflation becomes persistent. For now, holding the policy rate unchanged balances those risks.
The rate will remain at 2.25%. The bank expects inflation to hold around 3% in the coming months before easing back towards the central bank's 2% target.
The provincial government announced $176,000 in funding to support 2S LGBTQIA+ Nova Scotians. Officials made the announcement in Lake City Works in Dartmouth today. It runs a queer careers program providing paid work placements, skill building, and mentorship. It's one of 11 community organizations receiving funding through the Community Impact Grant program.
By bringing diverse groups together, we foster greater understanding, connection, and belonging across Nova Scotia. Programs like Queer Careers help to create better workspaces, safer workspaces, stronger communities, and more opportunities for people to succeed.
Lake City Works will receive $25,000 to help bring a new iteration of the Queer Careers program forward in the fall with a focus on adults. Well, lawn decor of the feather variety has made a comeback, and it has reached porches across Nova Scotia.
The CBC's Meg Campbell went on a wild goose chase to learn more.
This is Petunia. She is our famous porch goose.
And it's porch geese like Petunia who are making waves online.
She originally started as just something like whimsical and fun, and I thought it'd be cute for my friend and I to have matching porch geese. And then in the last 6 months, the trend has just taken off like crazy.
All eyes want to gander at these geese. They're so popular that stores can hardly keep them on the shelves.
Everybody wants to have a porch geese.
We have another 40 on order, a new flock coming in 2.5 weeks. May have to order another one after that. They've only been here since yesterday and they're already gone. This is all that's left and these are already reserved.
Thank you. People of all ages are getting their feathers ruffled trying to get a coveted porch goose. And for the younger shoppers, it's all about nostalgia.
My mom had a lot of ornaments in her yard growing up, like little, concrete animals and stuff. So I was like, I'm going to get one because it'd be so fun for my kids to dress them up. And then I was so surprised how it sold out so quick when I got there. I think they opened at 9. I got there for 9:30. They were gone. So I was like, it's such a hot commodity.
But the goose itself isn't the only hot commodity. So is goose apparel.
Now we have outfits, so we've got they're pretty cool ones, and we've actually got more on order, so we're still expecting a bride and groom. So we've had a few people that are looking forward to that with a lot of the June weddings, summer weddings.
And for one fashionable goose, her wardrobe is only expanding.
She has her little rain suit. Obviously, we are in a bit of a damp spring, so Petunia's ready for it. She has her Grinchy outfit in case she's saucy at Christmas, and she is a very stylish goose.
Back at Taylor's Timber Mart, they partnered with their local food bank to donate some of their goose proceeds, as one of their top goose sellers has earned a new nickname.
I heard they call you Mother Goose because of it. Because all I've been dealing with for 5 days now is geese, and for the next 5 days it'll be geese. So yes, I'm Mother Goose. I'm retiring soon. There's a reason for that.
There's no harm, no foul in a trend that continues to grow by the gaggle. Meg Campbell, CBC News, Halifax.
You got to get one, Tom.
I guess I do, yeah, apparently.
All right, Ryan is up next with his weather forecast. Do stay with us.
Well, it was definitely on the wish list yesterday. Another nice summer-like day in Nova Scotia, and we got it.
Oh, it's beautiful. Puts everybody in a great mood, doesn't it?
It really does. And yeah, the camping season has officially begun for some folks, and I've got the proof right here. Let's start with our time lapse. This is from Meat Cove.
Oh, wow.
And note the sun rising there in beautiful northern Cape Breton, and yeah, some folks camping out there.
Sure
and a terrific day for it. Right along the water. Perfect stuff. Note
what a view.
Slice of heaven.
Yeah, absolutely. Note the clouds building in for the afternoon. From time to time, a little mix of sun and cloud, and then really clouding up here over the last couple of hours across northern Cape Breton. And as we look at that live shot from Meat Cove, Nova Scotia webcams, thank you for this. As you can see, a little on the gloomy side at right now. And we do have a chance for some evening showers moving in for Cape Breton. Temperatures have cooled down there as well. Onshore wind at Ingonish Beach down to 10. It's 23 degrees through Inverness County, however, shielded from that southeasterly flow. And as you can see, the temperatures at 16 in Cape Breton. We're still hanging on to 25 at Truro, 27 at beautiful Keji Park. That's where our hotspot was today at 31. The sea breeze has certainly been on the go today for Halifax. Western Head just at 12. Down from 30 yesterday, and it's all about the wind this time of year, as we know. Winds haven't been too strong, and there are those showers that I mentioned just starting to work their way into places like Meat Cove and across northern parts of Cape Breton. We're going to be watching this spanning across the Cape Breton region as we move through this evening. Already a couple of isolated showers being picked up on the radar ahead of this main system, which is going to be moving its way in overnight tonight, bringing us the chance for showers not only this evening, but more so into the overnight as that does sail through. And note the divide across North America right now. The heat surging up ahead of this system, the cold air wrapping back behind it. Calgary just at 13, and yet Iqaluit is at 14. That gives you a sense of the warm push coming in right now across North America. Yes, that warm air will continue to be in the mix for us tomorrow. Note the chance for showers in the southwest tonight, and for Cape Breton, as I said, more so this evening. The evening showers for Cape Breton will likely wrap up early overnight, whereas the best chance for showers in the southwest ramps up after midnight. And into tomorrow morning, we are looking at that possibility Digby, Kentville, Halifax. But it looks like Halifax and Kentville will kind of be mostly on the outside looking in for this one. Chances for showers, but the greatest risk will be from Digby to Keji to Lunenburg County and south of that line. That's where we will be looking at the showers most prevalent in through the morning, and then becoming a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. And it does look like temperatures will pop quite nicely inland there. Southwesterly flow keeping temperatures cooler. Lots of sunshine from start to finish across Cape Breton and the northeast tomorrow. Note the onshore flow from the south will be prevalent yet again. Similar story for Guysborough and across the Northumberland shore tomorrow. Temperatures here, mid-high 20s and near 30. I think we'll crack 30 from Pictou County back through Truro. We'll be pretty close in through Hants County. Halifax near 24 tomorrow. After the skies clear, we'll be looking at temperatures near 28 to 29, maybe 30 in through Keji, depending on how quickly that sun does clear. And it's a southwest flow for Yarmouth and Shelburne. And yes, we're dusting off the muggy meter. Why? Well, it will be notably noticeable for tomorrow and into Friday. Yes, feeling just a little on the muggy side for tomorrow. Here for a good time, not a long time, however, as we work our way into the weekend. It's always the way, isn't it? Seems like we haven't been able to thread the needle for a weekend. Friday, sun cloud mix, slight chance for an afternoon shower popping up. Why? We've got a cooler east flow coming in. That's going to clash with this warmer and, yes, somewhat muggy air on Friday across the west. That will get things bubbling up, but it's a pretty slight risk. But you can see how variable the temperatures will be on Friday. Saturday, we're watching this line to move in. It's an east to southeast flow on Saturday. Showers moving in, throughout the afternoon and evening. That's where things will turn damper, but it looks like with that southeast flow, temperatures will generally be cool. We'll see some drizzle and fog along the coast. Better chance for some sun on Sunday. Looks like the winds will shift back to southwest. Some afternoon clearing, showers Monday. And yeah, you know what? A good thing that we've got some showers on the menu. Things are getting a little parched again.
It's true. For sure. Okay, Ryan, thanks so much for that.
Thanks, Ryan.
Well, across the country, the search for unmarked graves of children at residential schools has sparked deep feelings of loss and trauma for Indigenous people.
A prayer for those children has been written as a poem and performed by an opera singer in Halifax recently. They're words that bring honor and healing, as the CBC's Elizabeth Chu tells us now.
The aria begins with the Mi'kmaq word for children. Soprano Emma Pennell with Simon Docking on piano in rehearsal. Children, you can die properly now, Pennell sings. It's a prayer to honor Indigenous children who never returned home from residential schools. Across the country, the search for their unmarked graves continues.
Mi'kmaq children, you can die properly now.
The song started as a poem by Mi'kmaq artist Michelle Siliboy from Wegohama.
We mourn again. We mourn again. And so when I wrote this poem, I wanted to acknowledge the children each time they're found.
Acknowledgement in art, a poetic pushback.
I don't want these denialists to take over the narrative and erase it. It's a real story, and it needs to be told.
Pennell has Mi'kmaq ancestry in Newfoundland. They're lending their voice to the cause.
I feel as a singer that the reason why I was given this gift, and that's what I view it as a gift, is to elevate things that need to be heard and things that need to be spoken into existence. And in opera, it's some of the most important people in the room at times in the audience. And some of the people who are in the audience need to hear it.
The people who heard it first at the Montreal Symphony Orchestra last year. The orchestra will be taking this piece to Edinburgh, Scotland on its tour this August, but performing it at Scotia Festival of Music in Halifax is close to home for Siliboy, whose mother, Alexandrine, attended the Shubenacadie Residential School.
The impact is great, and we're still dealing with our healing. I still have a lot of healing to do. I use my art as a way of addressing something so I can move on to the next stage of healing.
An operatic tragedy with notes of resilience. Elizabeth Chu, CBC News, Halifax.
Coming up, a new way to get around the harbor. Halifax's first electric water taxi service is making a splash.
CBC News.
There's a new way to get around Halifax Harbour this summer. The city's first electric water taxi service launched a few days ago, and I'm here with Captain Topher Kingsley Williams. All right, so this to me looks like your average boat. What makes it different?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is a normal boat, except for the whole drivetrain. Everything's 100% electric, so there's no fumes. There's very little noise, and it's very eco-conscious. But also it's very efficient and relatively inexpensive to run.
And you had a big hand in building this.
Yeah, we also own the company that manufactures these, and we manufacture them here in Nova Scotia. Actually, the company was just brought here last fall. So yeah, we're building them here, and we're also operating them as a water taxi.
So for folks who get on, do they notice a difference right away?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's an immediate realization it's incredibly quiet. It's very calm. One of the things we've noticed, we had a lot of students on, a lot of young athletes for our first event that we did. Everyone seemed to just calm down as soon as they got on the boat because there's very little noise. So people put their music on and they just kind of relax and kind of enjoy the view.
You touched on this, the environmental impact. How much less of an impact does it have than a typical boat?
Yeah, I mean, there's no greenhouse gas burning at all when you're running this boat. Obviously, when you're charging something with electricity, the electricity has to come from somewhere. But in terms of the emissions and pollutions that are going to the harbor, there's none.
All right, can we take it for a spin?
Yeah, of course we can.
Okay, so normally you turn on a boat, it's pretty loud, but just a click.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, turns the motor on and now everything's ready to go.
So the engine is running now and it's super quiet.
Yeah, exactly. The engine is sort of sitting in idle and drawing very, very little power, and that's it. No noise.
So how did this whole idea come about anyway to bring this to Halifax?
Yeah, my father and I actually acquired the company that builds the boats together, and we were looking at use cases for the vessels and ways to show how electric boats can be used in a commercial and a sort of real-world application. We looked at the geography and compared kind of other markets and where water taxis have been successful before, and thought that Halifax would be a great sort of test bed for this and a great opportunity for people to move across the city and around the city in a different way. So one thing you'll hear is you'll hear this noise. That's just the bow thruster. That's it. While we're sort of getting the word out there and letting people know that we exist, we've sort of been doing little tours just going along the harbor front just for sort of 20-30 minutes, just to get people out on the water and show them kind of what the water taxi is about. And then they'll start thinking that, hey, I can use this boat to go to Dartmouth or Georges Island or McNabb's, and even in just a few days of operating like that, we've gotten a big increase in demand for it. That's a big part of what we're trying to do is get awareness that we're on the waterfront, that we are here. People can go online and book our services.
And how expensive is it?
It's a good question. We are sort of working out the price right now. We're looking for sort of like a base rate of around $10 plus mileage to get across the harbor. Around $20-30 a person to do little half-hour tours. So we're really just trying to keep it accessible for everyone, whether they're local Haligonians or tourists. We have seen mostly, when you hear a horn, you got to look around, you know. We have seen mostly Haligonians that have been decided to jump on with us, which has been really cool. People that haven't gotten a chance to see the city like this, or see Georges Island. But yeah, we'll be sort of experimenting with pricing as we continue to do this.
I understand you're pet friendly?
Yeah, absolutely. That was something that we were really keen on early on. Most transit's not pet friendly, and we thought that would be a good opportunity. Obviously, you can't take animals to Georges Island, but McNabb's you can, and you can take them across the harbor. And yeah, we've had lots of dogs on board already.
And how do they react to it?
I mean, it's quiet, so so very, very well.
So you have more than one boat right now?
Yeah, we do. We have 3 boats that are in the fleet. We have one that's this size, the 26-footer, and then we have 2 that are smaller, 20-footers. And the configuration is very similar. They're just kind of a smaller version with one has plastic on the side, so they're nice and warm. Even sometimes in the summer, as we know, Halifax can be chilly. So they're all comfortable, covered, and same noise.
And with the sailing coming soon, how are you going to be involved in that?
Yeah, I mean, we're operating as a water taxi, so we'll be taking people from downtown over to Dartmouth. We have a few boats that are booked already to take people over for site tours, things like that. But really, operating as a water taxi and helping people commute.
And so we see the ferry going by. That's your main competition, but do you see it as your competition, or are you just totally different?
No, I think we're totally different. I mean, the Halifax Transit's incredibly accessible when it comes to price. It's much less expensive than what we're doing. We're looking at this as really a complement to that service, and looking at being sort of more of a premium way to get across the harbour right now. So no, we don't look at it as competition. And in fact, we have had meetings with them to make sure that we're working with them, not against them.
And what are your hours?
Right now, people can book online, and that will sort of dictate what our hours are. We're not looking at necessarily having scheduled trips at the moment until we have a higher demand for certain commuter routes, but we would like to get to that point. We're looking to operate sort of from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's what we'd like to be doing with sort of those commuter mornings and evenings, and then possibly helping people get out in the water in the evenings if they want to, maybe get around to the Northwest Arm. Maybe they want to get to race night on a Wednesday, and this is the most convenient way for them to do that. So, those sorts of things.
And how many people fit on here?
This is a 12-person vessel.
All right, we're back on the dock. Thank you very much for the tour. For folks who are wondering, is this going to be a summer venture or all year round?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think ultimately we'd like to keep it going all year round. It really depends on what the demand is. If the demand's there for commuters and for local riders, then absolutely the goal would be to keep it going year round.
All right. Well, thanks very much for your time. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming along.
Coming up ahead of July's CUSMA review, U.S. President Donald Trump is threatening to withdraw from the trade agreement.
And the U.S. and Iran each launch attacks as Washington promises to strike hard if no peace deal is finalized. Welcome back. The trade agreement between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico expires next month, and U.S. President Donald Trump says he's not looking to renew it. He says the U.S. has trade deficits with Canada and Mexico where there should be surpluses.
He says his country needs to be treated better. Trump says the best thing about the current deal that he made during his first term as president is that he has the right to terminate it.
Who would have thought that it comes due in my term? I mean, this was, thank you very much. So it was very important that we be able to do that. So we're talking to them. We'll see if we do something.
The Prime Minister has changed his tune about when the Gordie Howe Bridge will open. On Tuesday, he said the new bridge between Canada and the U.S. would open later this week. But the Trump administration then said it wants to secure the best possible deal related to the bridge. Here's what Mark Carney said when asked again on Wednesday about the opening.
Everyone's working hard to make sure the bridge is open as soon as possible. There's no big drama. If it takes a little longer, it'll take a little longer, but this will benefit Canadians, Americans, business, tourists, residents for decades and decades to come.
The $6.4 billion bridge connecting Windsor and Detroit was paid for entirely by Canadian taxpayers. Earlier this year, Donald Trump threatened to block its opening if the U.S. doesn't get a better cut of the tolls Canada will collect. Currently, the plan is to split the revenue with the state of Michigan after Canadian building costs are fully recovered.
The U.S. and Iran are back to exchanging fiery rhetoric and airstrikes. Washington renewed missile attacks on Tuesday in retaliation for the downing of an American helicopter. Now, Donald Trump says U.S. forces will attack Iran again very hard if a peace deal isn't secured. Tehran has countered with a threat of its own. Willie Lowry reports.
The U.S. and Iran trading strikes yet again, threatening to unravel the already fragile ceasefire that has been in place since April 8th. And I posed that very question to the U.S. ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, whether or not this ceasefire remained in place.
Is the ceasefire still intact?
I'd like to think that it generally is, but, the United States, as the president has made very clear, is not going to let Iran attack our assets, attack our military, and do nothing about it. So, as he typically does, he's keeping his word.
And speaking of that word, the president put out a statement on Truth Social in which he said that the Iranians have taken too long to negotiate a deal that would have been great for them. Now they will have to pay the price. What is the price?
We'll find out. I don't know more. He's a patient person, but it has its limits.
And just as Ambassador Huckabee referenced, President Donald Trump himself admitting that his patience had essentially run out when it comes to the Iranians. He said that he will continue to strike Iran today. He also expressed frustration that the Iranians had yet to sign this peace deal that he says is essentially fully negotiated.
They should sign their deal. It's a good deal. It doesn't give them the right to have a nuclear weapon. In fact, it totally prohibits them from ever having a nuclear weapon. And it was just tap, tap, tap. I don't know what they're doing.
Trump has repeatedly said he believes the deal would be finalized within the next 2 to 3 days. And yet, despite all of his efforts, the Iranians have yet to bend to his will. They have yet to agree to a deal. And this war that the president started all the way back on February 28th continues. Willie Lowry, CBC News, Jerusalem.
Police in Northern Ireland are using water cannons to disperse crowds of anti-immigrant protesters as another night of violence begins. The worst of the attacks have been happening in Belfast, with vehicles and buildings going up in flames. The violence started Tuesday evening when mobs of masked protesters threw firebombs at homes that they believed belonged to immigrants. Terrified families, some with young children, were forced to flee their burning homes, some needing rescue by police or firefighters. The violence was triggered by a stabbing in Belfast on Monday, which was caught on video and went viral on social media. The suspect is a Sudanese asylum seeker who's been charged with attempted murder.
The powerful earthquake that rattled southern Philippines on Monday is the latest in a series of disasters to test the nation. The CBC's Johanna Wagstaff looks at the unique geological and atmospheric factors that make the archipelago one of the most hazardous places on Earth.
At exactly 7:37 a.m. local time, millions of children across the Philippines were standing outside for the first flag-raising ceremony of the school year. Then, the ground began to roll. A massive magnitude 7.8 earthquake. This is just the latest disaster in a series to hit the country. Just 8 months ago, a magnitude 7.4 quake hit this exact same region, adding to a brutal total of 35 major quakes over the last 125 years. And the fault lines below are constantly matched by the volatile skies above. On average, 20 typhoons tear through these islands each year. The Philippines has consistently ranked as the world's most disaster-prone country by the World Risk Index. Alongside earthquakes and volcanoes, heat waves, typhoons, and torrential rains are amplified by the climate crisis. 74% of the population lives in a permanent hazard zone. So why does this specific patch of the planet get hit by disasters so relentlessly? The Philippines sits on a microplate called the Philippine Mobile Belt, with opposing subduction zones on either side. To the east, the Philippine Sea Plate is diving underneath the islands, and to the west, the Sunda Plate is pushing back. And when you pin an archipelago in between, you're gonna get earthquakes and volcanoes and tsunamis. But geology is only half the crisis. The Philippines also occupies a uniquely hazardous piece of real estate, the intersection of the Ring of Fire and the middle of a highway for Western Pacific typhoons. When wet season kicks in, the effects of weather and tectonics can amplify each other. Destabilized mountain terrain after a quake can become a landslide with tropical moisture. In the case of the latest quake to hit, dozens of people were killed and many more injured. But a worst-case catastrophe was avoided because of timing and depth. The fact that those students were outside for the first day of school ceremonies saved thousands from falling debris and collapsed structures. And the rupture was deep, 55 kilometers inside Earth, which meant layers of rock to act as a natural shock absorber. In the end, in a country where corruption runs deep, the wild card here isn't tectonic or atmospheric. It's the siphoning and mismanagement of disaster funds that will decide whether policy and infrastructure can ever actually catch up to the science, or if communities are left unprotected when the next hit comes.
The rising cost of living has come for wedding season. That means couples planning an event are getting hit with bigger bills, and guests are facing new pressures when deciding how generous they can afford to be. So what to do? The CBC's Ina Sidhu sought out the experts for advice.
As couples prepare to walk down the aisle this summer, wedding guests are grappling with a deceptively simple question. How much is a reasonable gift?
Usually like the $100 to $200 range has kind of been what I've gravitated towards.
I would say $100.
I'd say $250. $50 to $200, that's maximum for me.
Industry experts say deciding what to give can feel tricky these days, especially as Canadians navigate higher costs in nearly every part of life.
I would think that $100 a person for the average wedding is where you would like to be. And I think it goes up from there.
For many guests, affordability is becoming a bigger part of the calculation.
I am factoring in about how much I can give as a young person living today, which is like way more expensive than it used to be.
A gift isn't always the only expense. Travel, hotels, and new outfits can add to the cost. At the same time, couples are also paying more to host weddings.
A setting like this would be around $60 a person without flowers.
Statistics Canada data shows consumer prices are up nearly 20% in 5 years, and that translates into higher wedding costs. On average, they now run between $30,000 to $42,000. Wedding planners say some of the biggest increases are showing up on the reception bill.
The biggest one is food and beverage. Definitely we're seeing a hike in the cost of signature drinks. Definitely, back in the day they used to be like $10, now they're more like $17.
Newlywed Jennifer Bruce experienced this reality firsthand. Her September wedding in Calgary cost nearly $35,000, with the meal coming in around $130 per guest.
For me, this is my first wedding at 40. You're not really expecting people to give you stuff. It was just about the party, and anything that kind of went towards the honeymoon was just bonus for us.
Like Bruce, experts say no matter how much is in the card, the preferred gift these days is cash. Ina Sidhu, CBC News, Calgary.
The FIFA World Cup kicks off on Thursday. Vancouver and Toronto are two Canadian cities hosting matches, but other cities in this country have FIFA fever. Nicole Healy looks at a district in Edmonton that's planning for nearly 100 watch parties.
Edmonton is known for its hockey, but this summer all the love is going to soccer and the FIFA World Cup. I'm standing here in the Ice District Plaza where starting on Thursday, it will host 97 of the World Cup games. 17 of those will be special games hosted in the fan park tent nearby, including all of Team Canada's matches.
We're just looking for a place for people to come down, a free, safe place that people can gather and have that sense of community, that sense of culture down here.
Ferguson says Edmontonians love soccer more than people realize, and they want the world to know it.
There was over 45,000 people on Monday in the pouring rain for the Canada match at Commonwealth Stadium, and that just goes to prove time and time again. It's a tournament that should have been happening here in our city.
Local restaurants are joining in on the excitement too.
I love that Edmonton is such a passionate city that we can have opportunities like this.
Campio Brewing says it will be a bit of a different atmosphere than Oilers games because people won't be rushing to Rogers Place to catch the game.
People will be able to kind of come in, a bit more of a relaxed setting, just enjoy the game. We are going to be playing all Canada games with sound.
The Ice District says it's excited to see how a summer of soccer can bring fans together just like the city's beloved Oilers can. Nicole Healy, CBC News, Edmonton.
Canada's stock index update now fell more than 250 points on Wednesday, weighed down by losses in the basic materials sector, and U.S. markets, they also fell. Yes, a fine day in Nova Scotia today. Not too many complaints heard around here.
Absolutely. And some photographic evidence of this nice weather.
Yeah, that's right. There's been lots of picks coming into Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. This one we're going to zoom in on in Cape Breton, River Bourgeois, and have a look at this.
Oh,
my
wow.
goodness.
Oh, explain that one now.
That
Nighttime picture with
is
long
the
yard
that's
lights
the
or
Milky
something?
Way,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't really know how Tom
The
took
lighting,
this.
the lighting is amazing on the trees. and
Yeah,
stuff,
it
isn't
really is. But a terrific pick for sure. The sky breaking open there. And thanks to Tom for this. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. Now, as we look at the Muggy Meter, who's excited for the Muggy Meter that it's back? I'm sure
Always fun.
Sign of summer for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure some folks are kind of excited, and we look at it's going to be notably noticeable the next couple of days, so not too oppressive, but certainly more noticeable than it has been, and then it kind of falls off a cliff as the winds shift on Saturday into Sunday. Not really looking at any mugginess there, but tomorrow certainly it is going to be noticeable, and I think with the Humidex, it's going to feel more like 34, 35 for places like Truro and New Glasgow. Kentville should be into the low 30s when it feels, in terms of what it feels like. That's where the mugginess will be most prevalent across the mainland. Perhaps noticing a little bit in Cape Breton. And again, it's those showers across the southwest of the province tomorrow morning that will clear as we move into the afternoon. Friday, it's a wind shift to the east and northeast, a bit of a southeast flow, in fact, for the eastern shore into Halifax, but that's going to make temperatures really variable for Friday. Here's how it plays out. There's the shower activity across the southwest of the province. That clears out. For Friday, we are looking at that mix of sun and cloud, just a chance for an isolated shower. And then Saturday, unfortunately, we do have some clouds and showers building in, a little brighter and milder for Sunday.
Okay, thanks so much for that, Ryan. Well, it's not the devil, it's now the astronaut that wears Prada. Italian fashion house Prada is making its maiden voyage to the moon.
Prada is collaborating with a private space company to create a liquid cooling and ventilation suit for the next astronauts on the lunar surface.
Of course, the suit will be tested and go under their regular space suits.
And they'll look stylish too,
Yeah.
for sure. All right, that's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.